What's up, guys? Welcome back to Digital Dive-In, the proper gaming talk show where we dive into the latest news in gaming every single week. It's your boy, Mr. Monkey. With me today is SGK, like usual. It is Friday, June 18th, one day before Juneteenth, which has just been declared a national holiday, which is actually kind of dope. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. You know we're going to be talking about E3. If you managed to catch any of our live streams over the weekend, awesome. We're glad you were there. You watched us a little bit, or you watched the video afterwards. I apologize for that first one because I did not. My audio is all messed up. So the first 15 minutes or so of that video is just silence. Because I was trying to play some of the trailers from E3 and there's just no audio. So I apologize. But we're going to start today with actual news, not just E3 stuff. We will be touching on E3 for the rest of the video. We're not going to recap all of E3 because that would be way too freaking long. We're just going to be talking about what we loved about E3, what we didn't like about E3, and then leaving the real recap up to you, essentially. So at the end of the video, please let us know in the description, or let us know in the comments rather, what you loved about E3 and what you didn't love about E3. Also, before you forget, please hit that like button on this video. Please hit that subscribe button if you've not already. Let's get into this. Starting off, we got some GTA news. I know, it's been a while since we heard anything about GTA. Unfortunately, no, it's not GTA 6. There's literally zero news on that front. That's kind of disappointing. But what we do have is some GTA 5 news, specifically GTA Online. So they just came out and said that on December 16th, it will be the funeral for GTA Online for PS3 and Xbox 360. So I can't believe it. They actually lasted this long. But I'm not even sure how many people are still playing on PS3 or Xbox 360 in terms of GTA Online. Because it was
probably more than you think.
Probably more than I think. But it also came in on the tail end of the PS3 and Xbox 360. So they were only around for a couple months before the PS4 and Xbox One launched, right? Or so?
Right.
Ish?
Yeah. It came out at the tail end of the PS3's life cycle. So, but I mean, it was good because a lot of people surprisingly kept their PS3. So,
oh yeah,
surprisingly, it's a great console and it's really hard to port PS3 games for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
So, so it was a good investment, honestly, to keep it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, if anyone out there is still playing on the PS3 or Xbox 360, specifically GTA Online, you're not going to be able to after December 16th. Also, in addition to that, Max Payne 3, that game's multiplayer is also getting cut from PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So, sorry guys.
Yeesh.
Sorry guys. It has been 10 years? So
yeah, it's been going strong for a while. So
yeah, I cannot believe that GTA 5 has 3 console generations and they're releasing next gen, and I am so fuck. Why? Just why?
I'm just kind of annoyed that people keep bringing up GTA 6. Please stop. It's just annoying at this point. It's they're going to come out with it when they're going to come out with it.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be disappointing because you're all hyped about it. So
GTA has always been a big hype, and they've always pretty much delivered on that hype. But we haven't even heard an official announcement on that game yet, so I doubt we're going to be seeing anything anytime soon. I know the biggest hype is around Elder Scrolls 6, but we've yet to see anything about that one either. Speaking of E3 announcements, we're going to dive right into what we loved about E3 and what we didn't like about E3. Anyways, we're going to dive right into what we loved about E3 2021. Again, we went through some of the announcements and some of the stuff we liked and whatnot over the weekend, but this is taking the entire conference as a whole. So
I think everybody in the world has the same fucking list.
Yeah, basically. We might have separate games that we like more than others, but other than that, I'm going to start off and just come out with this and say that Xbox and Bethesda definitely stole the show this year, and I hate saying that because I'm a PS5 fanboy, so. But
so am I, but doesn't mean you can't show love for the competition.
Exactly. Console wars are dumb, and Xbox really came through this year, and rightly so. Like they just needed to. They really needed to play catch up after the Xbox One generation because they basically had nothing for the entire generation, and that was just sad. So the fact that they're coming out like the first E3 for the first year of the Xbox Series X, also worst name in history. Yep. They came out with a lot of awesome announcements, so that's great. Specifically, obviously they showed off Halo Infinite's multiplayer, and it looks great, if not a little bit like Call of Duty. And it's going to be free. Yeah, it's going to be free to play. That's just going to be awesome. We got not a title sequence for Starfield, but essentially the exact same thing. We saw a little bit more of what the game is going to be. I still have no idea what this game is going to be, but it looks pretty cool. We got an announcement for Redfall, which looks really, really cool, and some vampire action. And then my personal favorite, Atomic Heart, because I am so psyched for the game, even though that's not an Xbox exclusive, but it is, I believe, coming to Game Pass.
No, everything that was shown on Xbox is coming to Game Pass day one, exclusive or not.
Yeah, that makes sense. Atomic Heart is going to be available on all platforms, but it is going to be on Game Pass. So that is kind of dope. But Atomic Heart for me was my favorite thing out of that entire conference because, oh my God, did it look good. Huge Bioshock vibes, and I can't wait.
I was excited for that. I was excited for Stalker 2. That looked really good.
Yeah, that does look good.
The first thing they showed off.
Personally, I thought that one looked a little bit generic, but either way.
It also looked, performance-wise, it looked really good. It looked phenomenal. But also, that was yours. My personal favorite was A Plague's Tale Requiem.
Of course.
I love the Plague's Tale, man. Yeah. And I feel like it was such an overlooked gem from 2019. And I feel like nobody, it's like, you find those amazing games that you feel like nobody give a fuck about. And
that's true.
It's like, hey, sequel, improved, budget. I'm like,
it does look like it got a big budget increase for the second game, and that's kind of awesome. Yeah. That's kind of
sweet. I'm so excited for that. But anyway, go ahead. What was your next favorite showcase?
My next favorite one was actually the first one that we saw, which was Ubisoft. They came out with a lot of good stuff and some stuff that I didn't really, I was kind of bummed not to see, but I particularly liked seeing Extraction, which honestly I think Rainbow Six Quarantine was a better title, but whatever. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, which was my personal favorite out of that whole showcase. I just love Avatar as a franchise. The movie was amazing. I rewatched it a billion times, and I love it so much. Even if it is just space Pocahontas. And then Far Cry 6's season pass that gives us access to all a whole story that brings back all the villains. Kind of a story. I don't really know what it is. It looks. I'm psyched that we get to play as all the villains again, especially Voss because he's my favorite. And then of course we also get Blood Dragon back, and oh my God, I'm so excited. This might be the first time I buy a season pass. I usually don't. Unless it's unless I'm really hype about the game, I usually don't buy the season pass. But the fact that it's coming with Blood Dragon, I just fucking might.
I'm a social passer. It's not like unless it's really, really good. I'm just like it doesn't really mean much to me. Like I bought it for I bought it for Doom and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Those
were the last two season passes I bought.
Yeah.
So as far as Ubisoft goes, I'm not really Ubisoft when it comes to some people. Yeah, some people follow developers specifically. I really don't. Most of the games they looked interesting, but kind of probably going to be a pass on my end.
No, that's fair.
My second favorite showcase was the PC showcase just because it was the second, literally the second biggest one.
I didn't watch the entire thing because it was so freaking long.
It was.
Also, a lot of the games are just like, for me, they just look like random ass PC games. So I was just like, okay, cool.
Well, PC's never really had an agenda. It's always
it's just like a game dump. That's all it is.
Yeah. I saw a couple games I liked. The one game I saw was Life Slice. That was the first game they showed off with the paper airplane. It looked like racing.
Oh yeah.
So that one looked pretty cool. It was like, evolve your airplane and go farther and higher. I was like, it kind of looks pretty cool. And then the very first game they showed and the very last game they showed, which was at the very, very, very end. I can't blame anybody if they didn't stay, especially if they don't own a PC or play PC games. But it was Project Warlock 2. Project Warlock is probably one of my favorite retro FPSs that's come out in recent years. And if it actually got a sequel, that's the second game that I didn't think nobody cared about.
Wow!
And it's getting a sequel. It's looking better. Anybody that hasn't seen a trailer, it's only a minute. You can literally watch it. Like, or you're taking a dump, or but it shows off a lot. Literally, but it shows off a lot of what made the first game great and a lot of improvements. And it's actually going to evolve with a little bit of a story. So a little bit of a better story. So I'm all hyped for it.
Well, that'd be cool. That'd be cool for sure.
And as a typical retro indie game, it's only going to be maybe $10 to $12, but you're going to get a $60 quality out of it. How do you explain that?
Anyway, here's hoping. Here's hoping. Here's hoping you get that $60 quality.
Right.
My next favorite one, it's not really my favorite, but it's one of the games that I was really kind of hype about, and that was Guardians of the Galaxy during the Square Enix. Okay, so the game is getting kind of a lot of hate, and I get it, especially after the whole Marvel's Avengers game, and that game is just horrible. But Guardians of the Galaxy legitimately looked pretty good. It has some interesting choices in there, which I'll get to in a moment. But for the most part, I love the aesthetic. They totally nailed the Guardians' attitude and feel of them as a team. Yeah. I love that. I love the character models. I think they look fantastic. Even Groot looks he looks totally different than what we're used to, but he kind of looks brutal and badass, and I'm here for it. I like that they're going with the classic, look of all the Guardians, especially Gamora and Drax. And I love Rocket Raccoon's little beard. I think that's cool. He looks awesome. The combat did look kind of rough, and I really, really, really hope they tighten that shit up. It looks very basic. The fact that they are including dialogue choices in a more linear game. I don't know if there's going to be a morality system. I don't know if there's going to be a good bad ending type of thing. It doesn't look like there is, but I could be totally wrong. So I just think the whole dialogue choice and action choice is a little weird, but at the same time, I think it will work for the style that they're going for, because the Guardians have always had this they're always butting heads on every single issue, but then when they need to, they work together. So I think that's what they're kind of going for. Also, you only get to play as Chris Pratt, not as Chris Pratt, as Star-Lord. Peter Quill, so that's kind of an interesting choice as well.
I also agree. I honestly just feel like it's flat out dumb. I mean, for the dialogue choices. It just feels like, because it looks like it's going to be a linear game, and this is the first game that's done this where it's a linear game, but they give you choices, but it doesn't really matter. It's just there, or it's just it feels like it was thrown in last minute as a last minute design. Hey, maybe we can add some kind of slight complexity.
Yeah, maybe.
So. As far as combat goes, the one thing I will give the game is that, like you said, it did nail the Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, the whole 80s theme that Star-Lord goes with.
Yeah.
It's really good. The combat looks very, very dated.
Yeah, it does. It does.
You're just playing with Star-Lord, and it's not like he has any combos. You're just pew-pewing.
Well, we don't really know yet. I mean, it seems like we got, sort of, not like an ultimate, but a secondary fire thing. I'm sure there's going to be some combos included, obviously. I hope it's not just a button masher.
Yeah, I mean, it is looking like it would turn into that. I mean, it looks like the bread and butter of it is going to be him directing the rest of the team.
Exactly.
It looks like you have like team directions, and this is like, if I'm just going to be sitting there ordering other people around and pewing, I'm just like, I can do that in other games.
I mean, it definitely looks like we're going to see some melee. We're going to see some actual, like, shooting action. But I think the majority of the combos are going to be in collaboration with the rest of the Guardians, because you're going to be able to control all the Guardians during the fights and everything. So I think the majority of the combos are going to come out of that, which is going to be an interesting take. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how they work that. But I'm kind of hopeful. I like that they're going for more of a linear storyline and not just what happened with Marvel's Avengers. So
also, I'm hoping performance-wise, it did not look 60 frames at all.
It did not.
So hopefully that tightens up, because if it's stuck at 30, nobody's playing that game. If it's stuck at 30,
here's the thing. A lot of the games being made right now that are going to be releasing soon are still not made for next gen. They're made for current gen with next gen updates. So a lot of the games for like the first year of next gen, we're not going to be seeing the whole like big resolution 60 frames per second. We're still going to be seeing we're going to be seeing like you can choose which one you want. You know what I mean?
Graphically, it looks kind of like behind the time. Like, it doesn't even look as graphically polished as.
Well, I think that's just the art style they went with.
Okay, yeah, fair.
So.
And then the last thing I don't like about it is it looks like it's doing some kind of Marvel's Avengers shit where it has DLC cosmetics for the whole team, and you only get to play with Star-Lord. So that doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, I guess it's like, to see what they look like while you're playing, but other than that, it's just like, eh.
But yeah, we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah. The last thing on my list is, I think we can all agree here that Summer Game Fest was basically completely better than the entire E3 conference.
Yeah.
It was just better. It was just gameplay trailers, or just game announcements and gameplay trailers. But somehow it was just but somehow it was still better than the entire E3 conference was. I mean, we saw specifically Back 4 Blood and Elden Ring. Those are the two standouts and Battlefield 2042.
Honorable mentions, I would definitely like to honorably mention the Indie Game Showcase, because that's always just usually straight gameplay and new
Although
releases.
It was incredibly overlooked games in this. Yeah, I didn't hear a single thing from the Indie Game Showcase, and usually I see a couple of good things. I mean, Hades and.
I mean, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it, and there were some good games. There were some games that looked really unique, but I feel like it was. The games this time around were more for like a niche community.
That's fair.
That smaller groups that kind of liked it. Yeah. Also, my other honorable mention would be Devolver Digital. I did appreciate them showing up more Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
So that was good for me. But any honorable mentions for you?
Not really. I mean, all my favorite ones were there. Really, I didn't have many honorables. Okay. A lot of this E3 was. The majority of the E3 was just kind of meh.
Yeah.
Which also reinforces my idea that E3 has run its course. But that's a whole other conversation that we've already had.
Now on to the dark side.
Yeah. What we hated this week. I think everyone can agree that Nintendo's showcase was just, besides Smash, and we only got one character for Smash, and it was just weird.
And Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2, that was a big one. And that was a big one.
Well, everybody was really waiting for.
Yeah.
Like, as long as the Nintendo fans are happy,
but Breath of the Wild,
for the most part they are.
Breath of the Wild 2 was already announced, though, wasn't it?
It was, but we didn't have any gameplay for it.
That's fair. Yeah.
So this is the worldwide premiere of Breath of the Wild 2, and then we got a trailer for another Tekken character for Smash.
Yep.
And then the rest of it was just the only other highlight was diving into Monster Hunter Stories. When Capcom did their showcase, they premiered Monster Hunter Stories 2. If you're a Monster Hunter player, it's something that you'd probably be into. It has the story that we wanted from Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, right.
With some nice turn-based RPG gameplay, which I'm always here for turn-based.
That story for the original Monster Hunter World was just not great.
Hey, you're a hunter. Go.
Exactly. That's basically it. Alice is like, damn bored. I started the game, played for a little bit, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. So Nintendo Direct was it had 3 things, and then that was kind of it.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of it was what, remasters and remakes, like Super Monkey Ball, Mario Party, whatever, 10,000, and then like there was a new Mario game coming out.
Mario and Rabbids, yeah. The other one kind of has a theme to it with the next two. There's Bandai Namco. They really only focused on House of Ashes, and they only showed cinematic for it, and that's it. And that was it. I was just like, really? Okay. And then the other one was WB, and they only showed Back 4 Blood. And that
but they advertised that way in advance.
They did. They did come out and say. So we were already expecting it, but it was still like, we already saw Back 4 Blood during the Summer Games Fest. What else are you going to show us, really? Let's be honest here.
Well, they did tease some monsters, which I need to say this now. A lot of people are now hating Back 4 Blood because of they're releasing a different kind of PvP. It's not classic PvP where you're racing against another team to get to a safe point. You're actually doing something like what Killing Floor did, where it's just like you're either a monster or you're a player, and you're going against each other. And a lot of people were just hating on it. It's like, oh man, this isn't classic versus. Where's this from Left 4 Dead? And it's just like, dude, like I put in YouTube comments. I was like, dude.
Yeah, it's not Left 4 Dead. This game is not Left 4 Dead. It's a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, but it's not Left 4 Dead. So they're not going to just keep on adding the same shit we already had in Left 4 Dead. And I actually applaud them for it. Like, we don't need the same shit we had in Left 4 Dead. And I actually love this whole humans versus zombies type of thing. I think that's awesome. I'm going to love the hell out of that.
It's just like, you saw, oh man, I don't know about this game, man. I might have to cancel my pre-order.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. That's kind of stupid. I'm just bummed that, I'm honestly just bummed with WB that we didn't get to see anything for Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad. Like,
yeah. I am too.
Take your time working on it by all means, but I'm still bummed that we didn't get to see anything.
I'm bummed they didn't actually come out and confirm it on the trailer or anything that it was going to be crossplay. That's pretty important for a game like Back 4 Blood because people from all facets of all platforms want to play this game, and they love Left 4 Dead. So, but yeah, I'm definitely all about it since it is crossplay. They did confirm it.
No, definitely, that's gonna be awesome. Moving on, Xbox is also in my something I didn't like because all their biggest game announcements that they had, we saw very little gameplay, or if anything, for. They are relying heavily on cinematic trailers, and while that's awesome to hype up a game, I think I don't like cinematic trailers. I get really mad at cinematic trailers because they all.
This isn't 2007 anymore.
Exactly, they all follow the same structure. They all do the same shit, and people get so hype. I'm just like, stop. We have no idea what this game even is. Like.
People did that for Battlefield 2042, so I mean, you can't have it both ways.
No, see that? Okay, the only time I actually like cinematic trailers is when they throw in actual gameplay. Because for the Battlefield 2042 trailer we got, they showed legit gameplay in that trailer.
They did,
or they showed stuff that's actually going to be in the game.
The first one was a cinematic, and then they showed
stuff that was going to be in the game. They didn't just show like a movie trailer, you know? It was stuff that you're going to be able to see in the game, be able to do in the game. Whereas what we saw for like Contraband and Redfall, Starfield, we might see some of that in the game, but that's just, it's just hype. That's all it is. And I'm like, we don't need this shit anymore. Be better.
I mean, I can't really blame anybody for using cinematic trailers these days. That's why I was like, I would say it should be on our slightly don't like because like you have this pandemic, everything's been delayed, everything's been slowed down. So literally, a lot of stuff that was supposed to come out this year and that was supposed to be teased this year at E3 got pushed back to 2022, 2023.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like I can't blame them too much, and even somebody online, I think it was G4, made a good point. Like there's one good 3 for every couple other E3s that are meh. So like next year's E3 is probably going to be fire.
Oh, it's going to be dope. I really hope it's going to be dope because hopefully it will also be back in person. That's the biggest thing. In-person E3s are just better.
Of course, the first year of new consoles, things are just revving up, and then year 2, year 3, like next year, we're probably going to get a Ragnarok trailer. We're probably going to get more information on
Elder Scrolls 6, because I'm kind of bummed we didn't see that at all either this year.
Avowed, State of Decay 3.
Yeah, Avowed. What the hell happened with Avowed?
Xbox. I want Avowed. It looks dope. Yeah, it does. It looks really good. So I'm excited for 2022.
Yeah. My last two things are on the Square Enix side and the Ubisoft side. For Square Enix, they dropped an absolutely broken Final Fantasy Origins demo. That was just a bad move. They didn't think that through at all. And then Ubisoft, we didn't see anything for Beyond Good and Evil 2. And that game was announced in 2017. Come on. It's been a while. I want to see, I don't even want to see anything for it. Just give us an update. Because we haven't heard shit in the past 5 years. Like, God.
Well, I mean, not everybody can be Techland, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But, like, seriously, show us, like, tell us something. Give us some information. We crave this information.
Please. Yeah, we don't like when things go quiet because that means things really go canceled.
Like, no news is typically good news, but still, it's like
things go canceled.
Exactly. And this game looks so goddamn good. I can't wait. So,
but also, one thing I did want to say was I'm not too bummed about what we saw at E3. I'm glad it was light.
I'm not bummed. It was a very okay E3.
Yeah, I have a backlog of games I need to play.
Exactly. Yeah.
On both console
I feel you.
and PC. So, yeah, take your time, guys. I need to get my money's worth with the games I already bought.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyways, guys, that's all we have for today. Please let us know in the comments what your favorite thing from E3 was and what your least favorite thing from E3 was. Also, let us know if you have any, any input on the whole GTA Online news that dropped earlier this week.
That hate list is going to be a whole research paper long.
Seriously, we could literally just do a whole video on what we hated from E3. But we're not going to. This is it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay excellent. And remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and we'll see you in the next dive-in. Peace out, hombres.